No one could have taught those wild baby raccoons what that dog gave them. It was not training, and it was not something learned through repetition or reward. It was a quiet instinct born from patience and a deep, unspoken compassion, the kind that does not announce itself, the kind that simply shows up when it is needed most. It all began with a phone call on an ordinary day. A local wildlife rescue reached out to a family with a difficult question. Three baby raccoons had lost their mother. She was gone, and there was no nest left behind. No shelter, no warmth. Just three tiny bodies pressed together, shaking in the cold, trying to survive a world they were far too young to face alone. The rescue had nowhere else to place them. Their chances were not good. The woman listened on the phone. She asked a few questions. She paused. She understood the risk, the responsibility, the uncertainty, and then she said yes. A few hours later, the babies arrived at her door. They were wrapped in a soft blanket, huddled close together. Their eyes were wide, unsure, searching. They did not know where they were or who these people were. They only knew they were cold, hungry, and afraid. What they did not know was that someone else inside the house was already waiting. Her name was Ashlyn. Ashlyn was a grown pit bull who had lived with the family for years. She was calm, steady, and gentle by nature. Still, no one could be certain how she would react. These raccoons were wild animals, small, fragile, unfamiliar. When Ashlyn was allowed into the room for the first time, the house seemed to hold its breath. She moved slowly. She lowered her head and sniffed the babies carefully, as if reading their entire story in one quiet moment. Then, without hesitation, she lay down beside them. There was no barking, no growling, no sudden movement, just stillness, just understanding.
Haley's in a super playful mood.
She did not crowd them or pull them close. She did not force herself into their space. She simply stayed where she was and waited. Slowly, the raccoons made their own decision. One by one, they crawled toward her. They brushed against her fur. They climbed onto her side. They curled into her warmth as though it was the most natural place in the world. In that moment, everything became clear. They felt safe. As far as they were concerned, this dog was their mother now. For days, Ashlyn barely left their side. She watched over them while they slept. She adjusted her body carefully so she would not disturb them. If they stirred, she stayed still. If they cried, she leaned closer. She gave them something they had lost far too soon: comfort. When the time came to go outside, Ashlyn seemed to understand immediately. She walked slowly, positioning her body between the babies and the unfamiliar world beyond the door. Her head stayed low. Her eyes watched everything. If one raccoon lagged behind, she stopped and waited, patient, calm, counting them the way a mother does. She showed them how to move with care, how to explore without rushing. She guided them toward safe ground, toward water, and away from places that felt wrong. She never pushed them. She never forced them. She guided and they listened. One afternoon, Another dog wandered near the yard. Curious and friendly, it stepped closer. One of the raccoons moved toward it, unaware of the danger. Ashlyn stepped forward instantly. She placed herself between them. She did not bark. She did not bare her teeth. She simply stood her ground. That was enough. The raccoons stopped and backed away. As the days passed, the babies grew stronger. Their legs grew faster, their curiosity grew bolder. They learned how to flip rocks for insects, dig through leaves, climb trees, and race across branches. They explored farther each day, but they always knew how to return. People helped keep them alive. People fed them and protected them when they were small. But Ashlyn taught them how to live. She showed them how to move through the world with courage and caution. She gave them a beginning they were never meant to have, and because of her, they were ready for a future on their own. Some lessons are never spoken aloud. They are learned through quiet presence, steady patience, and unconditional love. And sometimes, those lessons come from a gentle dog who chooses to lie beside frightened lives, offering warmth, safety, and reassurance without making a sound. If Ashlyn's story resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It reminds us that the most meaningful bonds are formed quietly through patience, trust, and mutual choice. Some bonds don't need words. They come, they change us, and they leave us kinder than before.